So my first thought was I was going to make something small that could fit on top of my Pegasus work table. And I had the notion, well, I already got everything here. Why not just make a blade to insert in here? Because, you know, we got a pretty level surface. I have a fence already. I just add a little extra on there for some of the deeper and larger router bits. And I have to say, it works really well. Conceived out of a couple pieces of scrap wood and a $20 router table insert, I'm quite happy with the end result. So what we're going to do, essentially want to inlay this into our piece, and then I'm going to true up all the edges, and then we're going to make some dowels, maybe some metal pins on each side, and we'll drill some holes into the sliding fence part. Okay, so take this out. We're going to need a nice bit, something that'll fit. So I'm going to give this 3/8 bit a shot. Rather go small than big. Cut more out, can't put it back in too easy. Okay, so what I want to measure, a long time ago I used to work at a wood packaging factory. I used to have router jigs, but you'd build them on the outside and the inside, and you'd have a nice plunge router to follow it. What I'm thinking is they're either going to have some pieces on, I'm going to screw some pieces down on the outsides to router it. I'm not sure about the outsides here, how that's going to work. We want to measure from the edge of the blade to the outside edge. It's going to help us make our jig. Put this guy down there. We're going to just slide it up to farthest. Oh, it's not tight, but go the farthest. It's going to cut. That looks nice. Like that in. We got 4 centimeters. Inch and 5/8. Okay. So I got a lot of strips of wood, so I'm going to build a little frame. We'll get some longer ones for the sides, or I might just do a smaller piece in the middle, but we're going to start with this. We'll drill a hole, jigsaw this out, and then I'm going to come back with the router with some guides to kind of keep me on track. I'll do this side first. I get rid of these. I get some strips for the outside, inside, depending. Let's start with the easy part. Okay, so we can cut the sides. So we get some templates here. We'll drill on the outside edges. It's going to get cut off anyhow, so it really won't matter. Looks like this corner was dropped or something. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. Alright. So, tighten that down. And there is our measurement for our router. Oh yes. Oh yes. I got a bit ahead of myself and drilled these holes off camera, but it's pretty straightforward. You're just going to mark out where you want them, measure the size of the pins you have, and then drill an according sized hole. And then afterwards you can slide your blade in there, mark out your holes, and take it to the bench to drill. Okay, give a little 90-degree jig here. So we're going to get this right down the center, so pilot. So thinking about how much this is going to be taken in and out and banged around, I decided to epoxy the pins in. So I just removed them,
filled in with some epoxy and then inserted into the saw. I put some tape on it just to keep the saw clean and getting messed up.
So I have our makeshift fence here, piece of malline I found, but I wanted to finish the edges, so I ripped off some strips of some of the scraps I cut off of it. And I blew them up on the board. Ta-da! So, here's my fence edition. Unfortunately, I lost video of some of the assembly, but it's pretty rudimentary. I think you guys can figure out your own stuff. Essentially, I wanted something smooth for it to ride on. I had this little piece of malline, which worked alright. I kind of laminated the edges, and I had a piece of solid wood. The best way to drill this, for me, I would say you get yourself a hole saw and then trim up the bottoms with a hand saw. Okay, so you have your saw, you slide your blade open, insert, which has marking pins, line-up pins, whatever you want to call them. Insert one side, bam, lock it down, ready to go. Whoop, whoop. Adjustments aren't too difficult with this router. It's got one flip and a dial, and it is a fine micro dial, which should hopefully make it easy enough for me to set up without looking. Also, you can't really do that with a router. So here's our fence that I made. I'm going to sneak these in. Lock this fence down first so it's not moving around on us. Bolts can tighten. We're good to go. I made the fence just under 1.5 inches wide, wider than any bit that I can put on my trim router. So there you go.
So this system should work essentially for any table saw that's got one of these extendable blades or wings. So if you enjoyed the video, let me know. Maybe give me a like. And if you have any ideas, maybe hit me up in the comments how I can improve it. Thanks for watching.